hard.
I realized that love is pretty hard. Now I understand how Leia felt before.
Thank you for saving my life. And I also want to apologize for being really stubborn.
Lisa, I love you so much, Lisa.
This January on AXN, Denzel Washington is here to fight injustice and right the wrongs. The Equalizer 3. He may be an underdog, but he's sworn to serve and protect. No crime is too small.
Sir?
For Paul Blart Mall Cop. The mayhem continues in Vegas, and he'll show Sin City a rolling good time. Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. It's all new this January on AXN.
The TVWan News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome to TVWan News. I'm Maricela Kelaton.
And I'm Rex Litter. Join me for sports later in the bulletin.
In this edition, OC questions new Ministry of Constitutional Offices, Gerhu market closure affecting vendor income, and Games Council amend charter to every 4 years. 22 solar panels are currently in the final stages of installation to supply reliable green energy to faith-based health and educational facilities in Osima village in the Wutung One LLG of Vanimo Green District of West Sepik Province. The United Nations Development Programme under the EU Strait PNG is committed to providing clean and renewable energy to improve the livelihood of people in the rural Sepik region. The health facility in Osima currently uses electricity generated by a small battery that becomes inactive during low sunlight days. The 62-year-old primary school in the area also misses out on the use of modern teaching technology like printer, photocopier, and computer or laptop, as well as internet to prepare and deliver educational modules. The Ombudsman Commission is seeking an explanation whether the recent creation of the Minister for Constitutional Offices is in compliance with the requirements of Section 1482 of the Constitution. If so, the Ombudsman Commission is not a department, section, or branch of the government to be politically controlled by a Minister of State.
The Ombudsman Commission, in a letter to Prime Minister James Marape, firmly believes that its office is not a department, section, or branch to be controlled by a Minister of State. It is a constitutional institution whose independence is guaranteed by the Constitution, and that it performs its functions without interference from any person or authority, and this includes ministers of state. The Ombudsman Commission is concerned about the creation of the new ministry, which is intended to oversee constitutional offices. According to the OC, constitutional offices are independent from political interference and ministerial oversight. Their independence is guaranteed by the Constitution. The OC also pointed out that the new ministry is said to be responsible for the National Statistical Office, the Electoral Commission, National Civil and Identity Registry, the Ombudsman Commission, and the Independent Commission Against Corruption. The constitutional office holders and constitutional offices defined under Section 221 of the Constitution enjoy absolute independence, and with the creation of the new ministry, it is highly likely that the new minister may interfere with operations. The constitutional institutions defined by the Constitution include the Office of a Judge of the National and Supreme Courts of Papua New Guinea, including the Chief Justice, Office of the Public Prosecutor, Office of the Public Solicitor, Office of the Chief Magistrate, the OC and its 3 members and holders of any other office declared by an organic law or an act of the Parliament to be a constitutional office. The Ombudsman strongly stressed that all these above offices may be affected if the new minister resumes duty as a Minister of State. The OC is concerned that this will affect the functions and operations of these constitutional institutions, cause confusion and misunderstanding, and may demean the integrity of the government of Papua New Guinea. Freddie Mo, TVWan News.
Earlier this afternoon, Prime Minister James Marape issued a statement in response, offering reassurance to the Ombudsman Commission that its role and responsibilities will not be compromised. Marape said the Ministry for Constitutional Officers was initially introduced during a cabinet reshuffle last Thursday and will now be officially designated as the Ministry for Administrative Services. Prime Minister Marape, who appointed Popondeta MP Richard Masere as the Minister for Key Constitutional Offices in the reshuffle, emphasized the government's commitment to legal compliance. He elaborated on the purpose of the Ministry for Administrative Services, stating that this ministry is specifically established to enable the minister to address key functions that have been outstanding, such as the national census, progression of the National Identification Program, assisting the Prime Minister in reviewing key constitutional offices, evaluating the electoral process, among other essential tasks. The Prime Minister added that the Department of Prime Minister and NEC is working on determining an appropriate name for the ministry, likely to be finalized as the Ministry for Administrative Services. An official ministerial meet and greet took place recently between the PNG Forestry Association and representatives from the forest sector, landowners and stakeholders. During the ceremony, objectives of downstream processing of logs and carbon stock were highlighted for implementation this year.
Managing Director of National Forest Service, John Mosoro, led a ministerial meet and greet session recently. In attendance were stakeholders and representatives from organizations in the forest sector, including landowners. In his speech, Mosoro emphasized on the State Marketing Agency, a major government policy that would ensure downstream processing of all logging activities. This includes establishing 4 processing plants around the country.
We had major emphasis on downstream processing. We're looking at establishing 4 sites in the country, what we call our forestry industrial park, in which we'll bring all the logs into these 4 sites and go into downstream processing. We're also looking at, under the UAC, we're also looking at nature-based solutions that include the option to go into carbon trading.
Mr. Mosoro informed all interested sector participants to register with the Forest Industry Association as per the resolution recently agreed upon by the Forestry Board.
Furthermore, I would also like to inform that the National Forest Board, in the last board meeting, they passed a resolution that all forestry industry participants that come into the country who want to register must initially go and register with the Forest Industry Association before they come to forestry, because by having registered with the FIA, it will be easier for forestry to regulate and also to provide economic incentives to FIA.
With the forest industry to generate a massive income for the country as per discussions for its 2024 plan, President of the Forest Industry Association, Kanawi Poru, encouraged landowners and forestry participants to acknowledge that it is a renewable resource.
That people just want to milk and not putting back anything to grow it. You know, it's a renewable resource and it should be renewable. It should be able to provide sustainable development for the country. As the way it's going, it might not be sustainable and it might not be able to be around. That's basically what I want to tell the people.
Roland Dennis, TV1 News.
The National Weather Service has issued a heavy rain and flood warning for Western, NCD, Central and Milime provinces. A monsoon through line extends southeast from Western Province to southern coastline of Gulf, Port Moresby to Central and Milime, and into tropical low of 995 hectopascal at about 1,070 kilometers southeast of Port Moresby along the Coral Sea. It is expected to intensify into tropical cyclone Kirili with a southwest trajectory towards North Queensland, Australia. The Port Moresby NWS Forecasting and Warning Centres has warned that heavy rains are forecasted to occur over the areas mentioned within the next 12 to 24 hours and may cause heavy flooding and possible landslides. All affected communities are asked to take necessary precaution. The continuous sea swelling along the east coast of New Ireland province has greatly affected the locals as most houses were washed away, including deposits of debris into roads and within villages. Locals in coastal villages have been warned to move inland while restrictions have been imposed on small boats and crafts from going out to sea.
New Ireland Disaster Office Manager Terence Tasia is warning all small boats and crafts from going out to sea because of the strong winds and swelling seas. Monday's scene on the coast from these short video clips shows sea swelling at its highest, paving 30 meters inland. It deposited debris and destroyed houses situated near the sea. The disaster team in New Ireland is closely monitoring the situation to provide a brief to the provincial administrator for further safety measures to be taken. All coastal villages along the east coast were advised to move inland as continuous high tide and swelling is ongoing. Initial relief support has been provided to affected villages along the coast in New Ireland. Authorities are urging all residents and stakeholders in coastal areas to take immediate precaution and evacuate. According to the Provincial Disaster Office, there's been one confirmed casualty. An 8-year-old boy in Putput village drowned as a result of this natural phenomenon. Roland Dennis, TV1 News.
TV1 News will continue after the break with vendors of Gerhum Market upset over closure of the market and groundwork for LRJ elections in Medan gets underway. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Laga, Bungimyumi.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Open Maps.
enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Harem talk young or roll the scale rice family meal with talk will bring out the smiles, cause it's a favorite by miles. Seni sigolo scale rice low scale price. Seni sigolo scale rice low scale price. But you like him? Superstition ain't the way.
Yeah. I only got one question. So is that all you got? Here we go. Here we go. You push harder. Is that all you got? You climb high, you're fast. That was magic. Hooper's the try scorer. Oh, wow. Battles him. Welcome back, Michael Hooper. I only got one question. So is that all you got?
Guess who's back?
So much evidence, so many possibilities.
Your favorite crime-fighting squads, and they mean business.
It's okay.
I got her back off!
If your head is not 100% in the game, it'll get you killed.
Drugs, sex, revenge. Killers always leave a trail.
Be vigilant out there.
Get ready for an adrenaline-pumping surge of justice and action coming soon. Only on AXN.
Welcome back. The closure of Gerahu Main Market in Port Moresby has left many vendors and residents in shock. City management issued a statement on Monday issuing the closure notice for an indefinite period. The main reason being the health hazard caused by the toxic smoke and bad smell coming from the buildings that were burnt during the January 10 looting and arson. Disgruntled sellers expressed their disappointment after they were not informed of the closure before their vegetables were left to rot after police approached them on short notice.
One of the biggest markets in the city, Gerahu Market, has been ceased from daily operations by NCDC in accordance with the Chapter 226 of the Public Health Regulations. Disgruntled vendors of Gerahu Market in the nation's capital were caught off guard after learning only yesterday that city authorities issued a notice of indefinite closure of the market. The market ceased operations after local produce were affected by thick toxic smoke and bad smell from burning buildings near the market. All food products currently housed within the market are deemed condemned due to their exposure to the toxic and unsanitary environment resulting from the recent events. The closure comes as a shock to vendors and residents alike because for most, it disrupts the daily income.
Last week, all come continue mol kake na ben stop mol kata kake na kake blimlo stop liya em ko stop ko na em ko sting ol kata na sample you look him all sting na stop cabbage sting na stop you can look him kako sting lap stop sample blimlo kare watem beg go blimlo na saw inside ma sting finish but on cost na dislo money uset ba blimlo blimlo na saw but em all on at work money blimlo in overnight money blimlo simlo night asol na blimlo make market no gat em amas play yes blimlo take him na make him come na lo within sample 5 to 6 years mibla make him come now. Within one day, tasolo condemn mulkagea money blumibla waste na said ba invest money blumibla.
With no notice in advance to close the markets, this female vendor is worried. She relies heavily on her fresh produce sales. The food is now left to rot, causing greater financial challenges for her.
Mibla mo se mi mama mi sa market long. Kero market blami me ostro market blami. Misa market no pinini sa go school man blomi sa kaige na misa live lo market blomi na all NCDC pasim all police pasim all wasat all pasim na misa ba na sta bosem kain mi no go tok all man all tok pinis mi et mi pili mo se mi mama blo karem pinini lokati man family misa stop lo mani lo market blomi am all pasim lo ngene.
With Gerahu Market to close for an indefinite period, locals are advised to travel to other operating markets to buy fresh produce. In a public statement, City Manager Ravu Frank said the aftermath of January 10 events has given rise to pervasive stench infestation of maggots, and the onset of various public health issues. He has issued the closure notice in compliance with Chapter 226 of the Public Health Regulations. Roland Dennis, TV1 News.
When tasked with bringing a new church to an isolated area, the Mission Aviation Fellowship came in handy. This was reiterated by Western Highlands Area Supervisor of SDA Mission, Richard Jacob, who worked with MAF to overcome the distance and difficulty of reaching the area. Mamusi is a rural village located near the Yuat River in a valley bordering Enga, Sepik, and Medan provinces. In March of 2023, the new church building project commenced, and at the beginning of this year, MAF flew multiple chartered flights to Mamusi to deliver materials for the new church. The locals are in the hopes of finishing the church in less than 2 months to be ready for a dedication in April this year. The new church will be led by Andrew G., an SDA missionary from the Baya. The National Airports Corporation Limited entry system at the domestic terminal at Jackson's International Airport in partnership with technology company Wintop. The NAC intends for this innovative solution to enhance safety, security, and operational efficiency while also delivering cost savings for the organization. This automated system will only be implemented at the entry to the curbside at Jackson's domestic terminal and will replace the existing manual system, where it will utilize license plate recognition technology to monitor and record licensed vehicles to capture images and videos. Acting Managing Director and CEO of NAC Dominic Kaumu says this initiative aligns perfectly with NAC's commitment to providing a world-class airport experience. Looking ahead, NAC anticipates exploring digital business opportunities and services in collaboration with Wintop and other partners in its network of 22 airports throughout Papua New Guinea. Oktedi Mining Limited nets a record 684 million kina from December 2023, the highest recorded monthly revenue for the year. The result comes off the back of increased production and favorable metal prices, contributing to the record revenue.
Oktedi Mining's December 2023 high revenue was earned from high production of copper concentrate to push up sales, generating 398 million kina. Additionally, gold generated 278 million kina and silver netted 8.9 million kina. OTML Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer Kedi Ilimbit, in a statement released today, says there were improvements in productivity throughout the entire production chain from mine to mill and port. OTML says its success also rests on improved uptime and reliability on its crushing and processing plants, compounded with operational efficiencies, seeing more quality ore being processed during December 2023. The mine support functions include supply, logistics, and power systems, all worked in sync with the production team to deliver exceptional performance. Mr. Ilimbit emphasizes that this result underscores the success of the Restore, Reset, Reinvigorate strategy implemented in 2023 to overhaul the business. OTML is continuously looking at strategies to improve overall production efficiencies while being cost-effective. With these foundations, OTML is committed to continue to generate revenue, remain profitable, and deliver to its shareholders and the rest of Papua New Guinea over the next 27 years. Jasmine Jack, TV1 News.
And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2675 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2600 $0.3930 Australian dollars, €0.2313 and 38.14 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed higher except cocoa and palm oil, which closed the day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. You're watching TV1 News. Original news is up next. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaro, get up a big smile on face. Time for kimchi and a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Number one supay like money belong all member is tap long pela time more time all lusim walk pinis. One time number one super retirement savings account. Mipla can invest him na growing money belong you. Now you can withdraw or kiss him money lo time you need him. All of him you lo making money belong you stop long time more. Kind no same you kiss him money yet. That's all you know more work. Number one super retirement savings account. Come look in Mipla now lo save more.
Strong like you, smart like me. I hope they don't break. Now Charlie Lookie's son. This is Relaxo. Strong plus thread. Should I try them on you?
No, please. I'll take them.
Relaxo. Very strong, lasts long.
Want more data for less? Get it now with Digicel's revamped Red Club. Enjoy data bundles from as low as 1 kilo per gigabyte. Plus rollover data, the widest coverage, fastest speeds, and best reliability. Only with Red Club. Join Digicel's exclusive Red Club today and get loads more data for less. Yes! Data bundles from as low as 1 kilo per gigabyte. Whoa! Join today for as low as 10 kilo weekly to access discounted data bundles and get more data for less. Dial *675# or visit the My Digicel app today. The Red Club. Only with Digicel.
McClay puts one and it's off the post and it's in! What the flash! And what a fabulous finish from Taylor!
This month on HBO Family.
Bet you wish you had it to do all over again.
You got that right.
Ah! I'm going back to high school, man.
How did this get here?
It's just honeyberry.
This is stealing. I'm gonna get to the bottom of all of this! Ah!
Dancing on that show is my dream. Go on, get out there and show them.
Aliens kidnapped my friends. I'm going to get them back. Let's go find your friends.
Feel it? Feel it? The anticipation, the pulse of the game, it's coming. Something monumental. Get ready for the NRL season 2024. Get ready to witness history in the making.
Welcome back. Former Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison has announced he will retire from politics at the end of February, ending a 16-year career in federal parliament. Mr. Morrison took to Facebook to formally announce his exit from politics, thanking his local community, family and friends. The former Prime Minister wished Australia's opposition leader Peter Dutton all the very best and congratulated him on the great job he has done leading their party and the coalition since last election. Mr. Morrison is said to take up a job based in the United States. The Australian government has used new cyber sanctions for the first time against a Russian cyber criminal linked to the 2022 Medibank hack. The cyber incident resulted in millions of medical records being posted on the dark web.
So these sanctions are going to target the Russian cyber criminal Alexander Ermakov. He's been publicly named for his role in the compromise of the Medibank health records. Some 9.7 million records were stolen in that event in 2022, including the names, Medicare numbers, dates of birth and personal and sensitive medical information. Some of those records were then published on the dark web. These sanctions will impose a travel ban on Mr. Ermakov. This sanction also makes it a criminal offence, punishable by up to 10 years imprisonment and heavy fines to provide assets to Mr. Ermakov, or use or deal with his assets, including through cryptocurrency or ransomware payments. Deputy Prime Minister Richard Marles says that this action today and the naming of Mr. Ermakov shows the advanced capabilities of Australia's departments.
Cyber criminals calling card as anonymity. Alexander Ermakov no longer has that. We have named him for the first time globally, and his identity, now being completely plain, is on display for every agency around the world, but also anybody who is seeking to operate with him. So this will have a very significant impact on Alexander Ermakov.
The Pentagon says the US and UK have carried out an additional round of strikes against Yemen's Houthi rebels in response to their attacks on vessels in the Red Sea. The strikes on Monday targeted an underground storage site, missiles, and other military capabilities. The Pentagon says the strikes were supported by the UK, Australia, Bahrain, Canada, and the Netherlands. UK Defence Minister Grant Shapps says the strike against the Houthi rebels were carried out in self-defence. The Houthis, who control the most populous parts of Yemen, have said their attacks are in solidarity with Palestinians as Israel strikes Gaza. The Houthi attacks have disrupted global shipping and stoked fears of global inflation. An Australian first inquiry into women's health is set to up by the state government after a survey found many women feel dismissed and unheard when seeking help for pain. 2 in 5 Victorian women live with chronic pain, and health experts say it's vital that women's health and reproductive issues are better understood.
For the past 6 months, Robin Holmes has been at the forefront of caring for women's sexual health. The reproductive nurse works at Frankston Hospital, which last year started offering Victorians the option of using a green whistle for painful IUD procedures.
And this is where you will puff on, or we will like suck in like you're blowing on a whistle.
It's the first public hospital in the state to do so.
When we offer them the green whistle, like, oh my God, I wish I had this before. I think people might not understand what pain is and understand that having an IUD procedure can be painful or it can be traumatic for some clients.
The misunderstanding of women's health has been highlighted in a new survey of 1,700 Victorian women, which found 4 in 10 had chronic pain. About half said periods, cramping and PMS affected their health and well-being. Conditions like endometriosis and menopause also caused poor mental health, while many women reported insensitive medical practitioners left them feeling frustrated and dismissed.
We need to open up people's eyes and be like, yes, periods can be painful, they can be heavy, and a heavy period isn't necessarily normal and we shouldn't put up with it.
It's not that women are afraid or shy of speaking, it's that we have not been listening.
The findings have prompted the state government to establish an inquiry examining women's health, pain and their experiences with the health system.
For too long, women's health has been seen as a niche issue. It has not had the attention, the support that it deserves.
Too many women are living with pain that is often undiagnosed and untreated.
It's hoped that this inquiry will help remove some of the shame and stigma around women's health and reproductive issues. The inquiry will start taking submissions at the end of this month. Public consultation will run for 9 weeks.
The U.S. government, through the United States Agency for International Development, is supporting Pacific Island countries to build an equipped workforce to improve people's access to secure, fast and affordable internet connectivity in the region. USAID's Digital Connectivity and Cybersecurity Partnership, Pacific Project is collaborating with partners to develop a curriculum for regional universities to build workforce capacity and support assessment, testing, and deployment of the Open RAN technology. This technology will enable multiple telecommunications providers to be able to work together and collectively establish seamless connectivity covering areas where traditional communication infrastructure is limited. It will help expand safe and secure digital coverage across the Blue Pacific continent. A program that creates indigenous culture spaces in high schools has reconnected hundreds of students with their history and even reunited some with their family. Now, moves are afoot to expand the Kunda program nationwide after its success on the New South Wales Central Coast.
Each handprint on these walls of the Kunda classroom at Henry Kendall High School in Gosford tells a unique and important story of Australia's Indigenous history.
Once you put your hand on that wall, that's connecting you to this country, this place, the ground, and sort of everyone else on that wall. So it pretty much shows how big the Aboriginal system and kingship system can be.
Some of the country's most prominent Indigenous trailblazers, like the late Charles Perkins and Archie Roach, have put their handprint on the walls, alongside young students.
It's become a sacred space, a sacred area. It's just like, a cave or a rock art or engraving. This section here, which is about country, and this one is about sky.
The room was established in 1991 by Gamilaroi Mandandinji and Awabba man Kevin Gavi Duncan and teacher, a non-Indigenous man, Alan Herring.
You are the space. Oh, well. we stepped inside with you. It's your space.
Well, we all did it together.
We did.
Like their mobs in like brackets.
The space has allowed hundreds of Indigenous students to reconnect to culture and mob, helping bridge the education gap.
When it first started, we had a pretty low retention rate, a very minimal HSC extension rate, let alone go to university. And now we have students that have come through that room and are now teaching and are now in high positions in education, Indigenous education.
The classroom also provides non-Indigenous students and teachers a place to learn about Aboriginal history and culture.
Got my little brother's handprint.
20-year-old Kamilaroi woman Angel Gould was reconnected with her niece after spotting her handprint on the wall. She says culturally safe spaces like Kunda should be implemented in schools around Australia.
It shapes Aboriginal children, it's going to shape our future, and I think that the kids that are lucky enough to walk their journey through this room are going to do really great things. They're going to be our elders one day.
In a statement, the Department of Education says several schools in New South Wales have designated spaces like Kunda, but that establishing them is a school-by-school basis according to local needs.
And that's all for the news segment. Over to you, Rex.
Thank you, Maricela. You are watching TVWan News. PNG Games Charter amended to every 4 years. That story and more after the break. Stay with us.
Paying for your PNG air ticket with Cell Money is now possible. Visit the website www.pngair.com.pg to make a booking and select Cell Money as the payment option. You will receive a confirmation email including Cell Money reference number and the amount to pay within 24 hours. Once done, dial *888#, select option 4 Bill Pay, select PNG Air, enter the Cell Money reference number. You will receive a pop-up message asking you to confirm that all your information provided is correct. Enter the Cell Money PIN to confirm the payment. You will receive an email for PNG Air with your ticket details. Call 888 for assistance. Cell Money, a product of Digicel.
Hey viewers, got a red disc on your roof? You can watch over 80 channels of exclusive NRL, State of Origin, Filipino and Indian drama series, local, international, live news and sports, plus some great international channels on Digicel TV. Get a 20-channel plan for as low as 25 kina for the one-day plan or 80 kina only if you jump in and buy the whole month at once. Want more? Maybe the 40-channel plan is what you need. Buy now for 30 kina for for the one-day plan, or be brave and go for the whole month, and it's only 105 kina. Want even more? Try the 60-channel plan. It's only 35 kina for the one-day plan, or take the big step and purchase the 30-day plan for only 185 kina. You want the biggest TV plan in PNG, over 80 channel for as little as 38 kina a day for the one-day plan, or take the whole month at once, and you could be choosing from over 85 channels with either the Indian or the Filipino channel options as an add-on. Dial *515# to subscribe now. Digicel TV. More channels, more choice, more value.
Things up. Montosha. That's brilliant. And a new bloke on the wing. Through it, it's Woodburn. Gets it away to Hammersley. Fatal Basso! Thinks he's nailed it. Through the hole. And away. Marcus Smith. Solo brilliance.
We're done. You silly boy.
And you have made your grandpa very proud in the process. Do you really want to ruin everything today?
Weddings make our lives complete.
What is this drama? You broke the promise you made by getting married.
What price do I have to pay to let my wife into this house?
That's crazy. I mean, this is like military.
You want to fight with me?
This is gonna be a rough 5 days.
I'm Jimmy Smith, a professional mixed martial arts fighter and former math teacher from LA.
I don't need a warm-up. I'm set.
I'm Doug Anderson, an Iraq war veteran and rookie fighter from New Jersey. This is our Fight Quest.
Watch Fight Quest, only on Fight Sports.
Welcome back. The PNG representative kickboxer Jonathan Tuhu prepares to regain the World Kickboxing Federation middleweight world title in March. The 72 to 75 kg world title fight is scheduled to take place at the Steve Jazz Premier Kickboxing Promotion in Sydney on March 23, 2024. Tuhu is matched up against a New Zealand fighter who is tough as nails. Tuhu said his opponent is a strong fighter and he will put up a good fight. Tuhu said he previously won the title and he is prepared to take it back. He would need all the support he can get. He urges the PNG community in Sydney to come out and catch the fight. Tuhu is from a mixed parentage of Southern Highlands, Chimbu and Madang provinces. The PNG Games Council has made changes and amendments to the Games Charter, whereby the Games will now be staged every 4 years, instead of 3-year cycle. Games Council Chairman Albert Veretau made the announcement over the weekend. He further elaborated, saying this is the Olympic year, so the 4-year cycle for the PNG Games will now align to the global event.
Thank you. The latest changes and amendments to the PNG Games Charter is quite significant as it will now align to the International Games cycle. Before announcing the successful bids for the 9th and 10th Games on Saturday, PNG Games Council Chairman Albert Veretau also took time to clarify the rationale behind the latest changes and adjustments to the Games Charter, which came with the full vote of all the 22 council members.
I think our bid teams have not been informed of the interval or the cycle of the PNG Games. One of the agendas for today was to adjust the cycle of the PNG Games so that it not only gives us enough time but also complies or rather aligns with the international calendar. So every year when we have the PNG Games, the Olympic Games is being held. So So 4 years from now is 2028, and that gives the winner of the ninth games 4 years to prepare for hosting of the ninth PNG Games.
Veretau acknowledged public frustration over multiple delays, but also thanked all the 22 council members for their understanding and support.
Let me take this opportunity on behalf of the council, the executive committee, all the lovers of sport in this country, and people who follow PNG Games and who have been frustrated for the last few years. And of course the media. Media keeps asking every second day what's going to happen with the PNG Games.
With the much delayed 8th PNG Games now heading back to the Southern Highlands province in September this year, Chairman Veretau indicated dates tentatively set for the third-term school holidays, pending continued dialogue between the council, the education department and the provincial authorities on the ground before they make the announcement.
So September is also a third-term holiday. Unfortunately, September has 1 week of holidays. It's usually school holidays, 2 weeks of school holidays is mid-year. So what we will do is ask national, the cabinet, National Executive Council, to make a decision to move 1 week of the holidays in July or June to September, so that we have 2 weeks of September and 1 week of July, so that the kids don't lose anything. But at least there is the opportunity for us to play the games in Mendi.
Terry Longwood, TVWan Sports.
Oro Province is confirmed to host the 10th PNG Games in 2032 following their successful bid at the full PNG Games Council meeting on Saturday. Out of the 3 bidders, East Sepik Province mastered majority of the votes, topping the bid to host the 9th PNG Games in 2028, while Oro came second ahead of Eastern Highlands and was awarded host to the 10th PNG Games.
Following amendments to the PNG Games Charter, whoever finishes second in the voting process will be given the 10th PNG Games, which in this case, Oro Province. This was one of the changes to the Games Charter, including the Games cycle from 3 years to 4 years, aligning with the Olympic year. The Oro bid team was well represented and did a strong presentation in their bid. However, the votes have spoken and have accepted the outcome. At least now they have ample time to prepare for the 2032 Games, which is going to be a first for the province.
Either way, had we got the 9th game, it would be better. But it's even better now, getting the 10th game, because it gives us ample time to organize ourselves, prepare ourselves very well. In the past, we participated as just participating provinces. This time, we will be participating knowing that we are going to be bidding the next one. So we intend to learn as much as we can from what East Sepik will be doing.
On behalf of the Oro bid team, Benson McRobins extended congratulations to Team East Sepik and wished them all the best for the Games. He made special acknowledgement and thanked inaugural host of the Games, Eastern Highlands, for their enormous contribution.
East Sepik, Bamla Kamlo Haptu. Bamla Kamda not as enemies, but we will be coming there to learn from you and help you do it. Thank you so much also to Eastern Islands. Talk pisin you tromo or sem you karim this lapikinini, I'm not black and talk pisin. So it really, it really goes a long way, knowing that you started the game and it's still going on. It will eventually come back to you. Mama, and Mr. Pikinini go, and come back to Mama. So thank you so much for that.
McRobins kindly acknowledged the overwhelming support of the provincial government through Oro Governor, provincial administration and the provincial MPs, and look forward to Oro hosting the Games for the first time 8 years from now. Terry Longwood, TVWan Sports.
Timothy Dom Jim, president of the PNG American Flag Football, confirmed today that Sluice Cap Inc. has recommitted sponsorship to the sport. The Sluice Cap has committed $25,000 for the first quarter of the American Flag Football competition in 2024. SluiceCap was a major financer of the PNG American flag football since its inception in 2020, leading up to this announcement. This global company will be the major sponsor of the American flag football in the country in 2024. President of the PNG American flag football, Timothy Dom Jim, said the first quarter sponsorship of $25,000 will provide opportunities for growing participation in the sport and increasing games in various areas of the country. He said they are very thankful to Brian Sluisarchuk of SluiceCap Inc. for supporting the sport in the country every year and always having faith in PNG AFF to develop American football in Papua New Guinea. He added that this year's sponsorship reaffirms the Federation's long-term relationship with Brian Sluisarchuk and SluiceCap Inc. Brian Sluisarchuk responded that PNG is an incredible sporting nation and he is proud to play a small part in the furtherance of sport and athletics within the country. The power of sport is a remarkable thing. He congratulated PNG AFF on their continued growth. SluiceCap Inc. is a global company based out of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and has been very active in the mining and mineral exploration industry within PNG over the past several years. Brian Sluisarchuk is a principal of SluiceCap, co-founder and former president of K92 Mining and current CEO of Great Pacific Gold Corp. That's all we have in sports. Over to you, Maricela.
Thanks, Rex. We'll now have the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. Southern, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain. Port Moresby, occasional rain. Alotau, mostly cloudy with occasional rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Momase, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Lae, partly cloudy with chance of a few showers. Wewak, mostly cloudy with few rain showers. New Guinea Islands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Buka, partly cloudy, and Kavieng, mostly cloudy with some rain showers. Highlands, scattered morning fog, then scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. All highland centers partly cloudy with few afternoon showers or drizzles. Coral Sea, seas rough to very rough with west to northwest winds of 25 to 33 knots reaching 34 to 47 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas moderate to patched rough over southern sector with west to northwest winds of 25 to 33 knots reaching 34 to 47 knots. Waters of Samarai Island to Cape Bogle and all Milne Bay Islands, seas 1.5 to 2 meters rising to 2.5 to 3 meters, rising to 4 meters along gale warning areas. Waters of Finchafan through Vitia Strait to CSE Long Islands, seas 2 to 3 meters rising to 4 meters at times. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands to Kerma to Yule Island to Hood Point to Samarai Islands, seas 2.5 to 3.5 meters rising to 4 meters along gale warning areas. And that brings us to the end of this edition of TVWan News. Have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.
The TVWan News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.